with Muslim groups wanting to see more emphasis on Islamic dogma in Texas schools, conservative activists are pushing back. This is Thursday, April 2nd, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Welcome into this Thursday edition of the Texas Minute. If you enjoy the Texas Minute, please share it with your friends and family. And if you don't, maybe we can just keep this between us. Let's get into today's news. With the State Board of Education set to consider changes to Texas public school curriculum on social studies, Muslim activists are reportedly planning to push for more inclusion of Islamic history and dogma. That has conservative activists calling for Texans to speak out. Fran Rhodes of the True Texas Project said yesterday morning that items on the SBOE's agenda next week are set to be used by Muslims engaged in lobbying for Islamic issues in the state curriculum. Government schools must adhere to the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. The proposed revisions to the social studies TEKS have drawn praise from many education reformers, but derision from Islamists keen on inserting their religion into the classroom. A forum sponsored last month by the Texas Coalition on Human Rights and the River Oaks Islamic Center claimed that the current standards, quote, promote exclusionary and Islamophobic narratives. Their solution is to take action at next week's SBOE meeting. Rhodes' organization, with the help of Patriot Mobile, though, is sponsoring a bus trip to Austin for people interested in countering the attempted Islamification of Texas's public school curriculum. More than 274,000 students have applied for Texas' new school choice program when the extended application window closed on March 31st. This is more than double the number the lawmakers budgeted to serve in the program's first year. The application deadline was extended by a federal judge as lawsuits continue over the program's eligibility rules, particularly involving Islamic private schools that were initially excluded over concerns about potential ties to terrorist organizations. After a contentious debate over whether to include language calling for the resignation of Democrat County Judge Lena Hidalgo, Harris County Commissioners ultimately passed this week a simple resolution honoring the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. At issue was Hidalgo's embarrassing efforts in early March to gain access for herself and guests to premium seats at the rodeo without tickets. Rodeo officials asked the group multiple times to return to their assigned section before escorting her out of the stadium entirely. Without evidence, Hidalgo claimed that she was physically shoved and threatened with arrest, attributing the incident to sexism and possible racial bias. The Commissioner Court's lone Republican, Tom Ramsey, was thwarted by the Democrat majority in his efforts to officially condemn Hidalgo's actions. For the third Commissioner's Court meeting in a row, Hidalgo was absent from public view. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
Having recently received groundwater permits to help a critical water shortage, the Corpus Christi City Council is now considering its next steps in dealing with the area's ongoing drought conditions. Corpus Christi has been under a Stage 3 drought restriction since December 2024. That's one step away from a Level 1 water emergency. That would occur when there are only about 180 days left before water supplies won't meet demand. The additional water supply was made possible by Governor Greg Abbott waiving regulations that will allow additional water to flow into Lake Corpus Christi and the Choke Canyon Reservoir. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Nick Shepard and based on the original reporting of Brandon Waltons, Michael Wilson, and Eddie Hovland. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, go make it a great day.